Hello, I'm Steve. We're at the farm here today and we're going to do a simple operational walkthrough video of the 87 series Chute with a Q-Catch head gate and head holder on the front. This rolling door can be configured two ways. The way this rolling door is configured right now is what we call the offside rolling door. And the other way is to have the near side rolling door. Well, and there's features, benefits to each way, each configuration. Different people prefer different ways. So when you run it near side, one of the reasons that people like that is that they feel that it blocks off the cattle's vision to them, so they can stand there and they feel that that helps the flow. The other way on the offside, one of the benefits of this is that it's when the door is open, some people, they feel that they don't have to step around the door and to work the cattle into the chute. And the other advantage is small but not insignificant, is when your rolling door is in the offside position, when your cattle are coming up the alley and you're standing here, you're working the flight zone, more often than not, that cow's head behind the cow in front of it is usually facing that way. So it actually works a little better for cutting off cattle than the near side way. Pocket for our rump bar. It's a rubber coated fiberglass rump bar. It's very quiet and incredibly strong. I have never broken one myself. And when you use it, we've got the red nylon rump fingers, and we went with this to keep the noise down. That's why they're nylon, and they've got they're very well engineered with lots of ribbing in it for strength. So after that, we have the rubber blockout mat for when you're running small calves, that prevents them from trying to stick their heads out. And then while I'm here, I'll mention that this is a full length squeeze. So from the time the calves exit the tub, enter the alley to the head gate, there is no turnaround point. So some chutes, including our 74 series, because it's a model below this, doesn't have the squeezable vet cage. And some smaller calves can turn around that vet cage. So that's one of the benefits of a full length squeeze. So then next we have our palpation door, and it's got nice head height. There's nothing above you when the vet stands here or when you're preg checking cows for banging your head. And it's the latch on it is just a cam latch. You just pull and it automatically releases. And it's coated in nylon to take away that for sound reduction. And it also has rump fingers in the door. So sometimes when you're semen testing bulls, some guys don't like catching the bulls in the head gate, or if they do, some of them bulls are pretty long. You can use this it just gives you more options. And we've also have a second row of rump fingers for when you're doing smaller calves. So then from there, we go to our swing out access doors like this. And they're also, all the pivot points are all coated in poly. So very, very quiet with just a thumb latch. They've got a nice bearing space for the palm of your hand if there's pressure on that door for releasing it. And they also can be configured in multiple ways. And the reason that we've allowed for multiple configurations is for branding purposes. You might want to, where your brand's position on your animal might be right there, so you can configure your door the other way. So that might make it easier for rib branding. So then for access to the animal, we have swing out bottom access doors like that. So it makes it nice. We want this way instead of a fold down door, so that you're not kneeling down here in a door, and then when you're trying to get a calf to suck, he's not slipping on that door. And the other thing is we position our door like that so you can kind of guide your calf in there a bit for getting that calf its first suck or whatever problems you got. And it's the same as a vet door. All the latches on our our doors are coated in poly. Then you've got your top access door, which swings out, or you got a simple nylon pin, you drop it down, and you have a full emergency side exit. All our pivot points here, 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 and there are all run on nylon bushings to keep maintenance to a minimum and keep friction to a minimum. And even these points here on these connections have UHMW washers in between the two plates to reduce friction when you're squeezing in. You want the chute require as little power to squeeze as you can. And having said that, I want to make a very important note that although these don't need to be greased, some WD-40 goes a long ways on this chute. And I've seen quite a few chutes in the field just get very dried out by the elements, and it's just requiring more power than is necessary to move that squeeze. So I highly recommend soaking them once in a while in WD-40 if you think the squeeze is getting a bit tight, and then just work it back and forth like that. It'll make a huge difference. So in front of that, we got our neck access. So different people use this different ways, but if you don't want to drop this bar down, you don't have to. There's still plenty of room for neck injection. Or you can drop it down like that, and it's just our simple same thumb latches on our doors. Or if you need access to the feet, or you have a smaller calf that you want access, the whole bottom door swings out. Or if it's in your road, it just nicely removes and you can store it by the chute. So there's multiple things you can do with that door. Now this handle can be moved along the entire side of the chute. So what that means is that you can run this head gate and be out of that animal's flight zone, which is important when you're trying to achieve flow like that. And then we've also got a jam nut here so that you can fix your handle in one place if you want. It also helps to take some slop out of your handle. And we've even gone to the length of putting that jam nut on the corner of the tube so that you don't crush your tube. So now I'll come up to the head gate here. So on our new 87 series chute, we went with what we call the 3E doors, which stands for easy entry exit. And what that's designed to do is that when cattle enter this chute, the more light that they can see, the more it helps your flow. So instead of having to really trick or fool your animals by opening your head gate up that much, you can keep your head gate closed that bit more and still keep that flow to minimize the amount of times you lose an animal. And same thing, it's just push pull like this, and wherever you stop, wherever you release that handle, your head gate is locked. And then we move on to our head holder, which holds them under the chin and behind the pole. And the same thing, you just push down to hold the animal, lift up to release. So then, as we look inside our chute, the 87 series chute comes standard with the rubber floor. And this is a virgin rubber floor, and what that means is, I like to say that one good way to explain it is the difference between recycled rubber and virgin rubber is the difference between particle board and solid lumber. So there's a huge difference in this floor, has tremendous wear capabilities, and underneath the floor are pans with every so often there's gaps for drainage, and they're fastened in with stainless steel huck bolts. So then on top of the rubber floor, we have our sternum bar. This is our sternum bar. And you notice on the 87 series chute, they're sheeted. And the reason that is because I've always had a fear of animals getting their legs stuck in there and breaking a leg. So we sheeted this, and I'll just put this in to show you how it works. So there's just a locator slot at the back of the sternum bar. And at the front, there's 2 bolts and 2 nuts. So you put your nuts on and you're done. If you've got any questions, we've got a very good client care team, quite talented people, and in here's a manual with all the instructions and numbers and whatever you need right there.